Red 2 standing by, all 4 lit and in the green. Welcome back to Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode, we fooled around in the Kokiri Forest and found that the Deku Tree, who appears to have stolen Burt Reynolds' moustache, has been cursed with Lockjaw. Whoops. Last time we wound up having to help a tree with the... Last time, the Deku Tree looked like Shrek and had bad acne. Now it's Burt Reynolds with Lockjaw. Just great. Anyway, we had better go on inside because this is our first dungeon. So this little theme plays in the various caves and grottos you will encounter across the game. So this Deku Barbie you'll see is different. Hit it when it lunges at you and it will stand upright. Cut it quickly to get a Deku stick. But if we do that, we get nuts! So, the Deku Nut is basically a flashbang. It will temporarily stun enemies. So, we can get a decent supply of sticks and nuts in here, and questionable jokes can be made. So, we'll grab a few Deku Nuts, but Navi will tell us when we go close to this spiderweb that we can see down below. We don't need to... Well, we can if we want. So, you can see there's water down there, so there's obviously more to the dungeon. Oh, hello. So we don't need any more Deku sticks, because we've already got 20. I genuinely wondered if you could get that Deku stick upgrade early on, and yeah, it turns out we can. So we can actually have 20 sticks before we get into the first dungeon. Now, we will encounter some more enemies around here. These are Skullwalters. Helpfully, we're told, be careful not to touch it. Fine. And then Navi will tell us about climbing things. So we basically just sort of walk towards those vines to climb it, but what we want to do is open this chest with our traditional music, which gives us the dungeon map, and I don't know if the design there actually corresponds to any particular dungeon. So it'll tell us how all that works. So let's take a quick look. I didn't go over the map subscreen. So this is our map. As you can see, we've been in this room that is blue, and it goes up 3 floors, basically. So there's the rest of the dungeon outlined. We can't actually attack the Skullwalters just yet, because we don't have a ranged weapon. But we're about to get one, and we're about to get what seems like a silly tutorial. We're told how to open doors. And we can't skip it with the B button. Interestingly, it's speculated that the tutorial is for the benefit of Link. By the way, this is a Deku Scrub. It will hide in the grass. If you get close to it, bounce the nuts it spits back at it. Ow, forgive me, Master. If I give you a clue, will you let me go? When you jump off a high cliff, if you hold the control stick forward, you will roll on the ground when you land and won't get hurt from the fall. I can't guarantee it will work, though, if the cliff is really, really high. Heh. Well, try it if you were feeling bold. Wahaha! So, basically, Link actually needs to be told how to open a door because the Kokiri don't have doors. Now, if we jump on this platform, it will fall and break. But we've got another chest which should be pretty important. This is the basic dungeon. None of the doors we have in Young Link's dungeons are locked, and we have the fairy slingshot. This is our ranged weapon, our first one as a kid. Press C to take it out and hold it. As you hold C, you can aim with the control stick, release C to unleash a Deku Seed. If you want to shoot right away, when you first press that, hold it down a little longer to get a seed ready. If we climb up here, for completion's sake, we get a chest with a recovery heart. For some reason, there are lots of chests with recovery hearts. It's hidden in the darkness a little bit, but you might notice that we can't actually climb back up. What do we do then? We set. So there's our equipment subscreen. That's our main equipment. There's the items, and this is our quest status screen. That's the really important stuff. So, C down takes it out. C down fires a single shot. There we go, that's how all that works. And now we can get out of here and move through the rest of the dungeon. It's pretty straightforward. We can actually climb up the vines the Skullwaltulers are on. So yeah, hold it down to ready a shot quickly. And sometimes they will drop Deku Seeds, like that. And of course we have to have them explained to us. At least it's not as bad as all the redundant item explanations in later games. Let's see. Good shot. Okay, now if we climb up, we'll be introduced to more enemies. But they're not really that much trouble, honestly. As I said, tutorial dungeon. We've got some that if you're savvy, you probably won't have any grief dealing with, but we'll show them off anyway. So we come across here and we can press A to drop. This is a big Skulltula. Its soft belly is its weak point, and it will very helpfully turn around to show that to us. Wait for it to turn around. And there we go. Down for the count, and we can go through the door here. So we have a few things to do here, but we'll want to take out the big Skulltula just here. So, Deku sticks break after one hit, but they're twice as strong as the Kokiri sword, so it's a little trade-off. What we will need to do is this. So we want to go over here first for a chest with a recovery heart. And then there is this. This is a gold Skulltula. There are exactly 100 of these hidden around the game, and if you defeat them, you'll get rewards, depending on how many you have. The main rewards come after 50. You can get something for all 100, but you usually don't need it. So, collect the token once you destroy them. These will appear on the quest subscreen. Like so. And now we can do the rest of our little challenge. Step on this and jump across to the chest if we want the compass. That will show us where everything is and where the boss is. Because if we pay attention to the map, it doesn't tell us where the boss is, but we can usually guess. And in we go, and we have all of the main things in the dungeon because there's no key and subsequently no boss key. If we need another stick, we have this. But we have plenty of sticks anyway. We're not going to run short on what we need in all fairness, so light the torch over here to get out. Teaching you another use of the Deku stick. Now, if you put the stick away, you won't lose it. Now we've done everything upstairs. All we need to do is drop down. If we stick our jump just right, we fall through to the lowest floors, where we can actually get a couple more Skulltulas. Several will appear in the dungeons over the course of the game, and some will appear in the overworld. If you see a Skulltula mark in a dungeon on its map screen, that's how you know you've got all of them. Some of them are kind of fiddly to get. There's one in here, for example, that we do have to come back to later. Another recovery heart hides here. So, very nice of them to keep topping up our HP. I really should set the Deku nuts. So we can't target gold Skulltulas. We've got to aim well. But you'll see that we can target the tokens. This is important later on. Dang it. Okay, now we want to proceed through here, so we need to light the torches. Camera. Well, not light the torches, burn away the webs. Spider webs are apparently flammable, and I think I lost that particular stick. Interestingly, when those Deku Barbers revert to their, call it their bud form, you can't actually damage them. I did find that out on the previous recording. Now, for some enemies you can stun them with the Deku seeds. I mean the Deku nuts. You can stun business scrubs with those, I believe. Please forgive me, Master. I'll never do it again. If you spare me, I'll teach you something cool. You will never beat my brothers up ahead unless you punish them in the proper order. The order is 2, 3, 1. 23 is number 1. Do you think I'm a traitor? Okay. So that tells us how to get into the boss's room, and of course we have typical Zelda approach, shoot the eye. So that's how we go through there. And get some ammo. And we get a tutorial about diving, which we actually don't need to do very often. I believe there are 3 mandatory uses. This one, then the one to play the diving game in Zora's Domain, and then getting, well, I suppose 5. Alright, well technically, no, 3 definitely, because you can go around the long way to Lake Hylia and get the bottle, if you really wanted to, but you do have to dive to get the bottle with Ruto's letter. So, 3 actual uses for diving. Really not that helpful. Interestingly, at no point do you actually need the golden scale. Navi is telling us how to pull blocks. You can get the golden scale, but you don't actually need it. It is used for 1 heart piece, and there is a glitch that lets you actually work around that. So you can save yourself a lot of trouble at the fishing hole as an adult. I mean, it can be done, we can do it properly, but the fishing minigame is a pain in the keister. So, in here, just gotta light the torches and defeat some plants. Which means torch. There we go. Easy enough to get through here. Most of the puzzles aren't super challenging. Now, we can shoot this, but we need to look up at the ceiling too. See those pulsating masses up there? Those are Goma eggs. They will eventually turn into Goma larvae if we don't shoot them. But I'll actually show you what a Goma larva looks like. Look out when it gets ready to pounce. So you can tell when it does because its eye goes red. Stab it and it will run away. So 2 blows to beat. But easy enough. Now 2 spider webs to go through here. If we go this way, we get some more nuts, and pay attention to this wall. So, that wall can only be broken by bombs. We have to come back here with bombs later on. Any wall that makes that high-pitched tinging noise, that can only be broken by bombs. So, if we sneak through here, we are back to the room we entered the basement floors on. We have to push this down because, unfortunately, the other torches are too high for us to reach. Because we have to burn that web. And across here, away we go. Jump up there. And fortunately, water is soft in video games, so we don't get hurt. Now, our Deku scrubs. 2. 3. And this irritating little toad runs away. Jerk. How did you know our secret? How irritating. It's so annoying that I'm going to reveal the secret of Queen Goma to you. In order to administer the coup de grace to Queen Goma, strike with your sword while she's stunned. Oh, Queenie. Sorry about that. So we can take on the boss. And hopefully my lack of coordination doesn't stitch me up from getting this done easily. So we walk in and the door slams shut behind us. Eventually. We can hear something. We can also look up at something. And we are introduced to our tutorial boss, basically. Test your skills against parasitic armored arachnid Goma, which looks like a giant hand. Ah, almost. I was close to being able to one cycle. Where is it? Oh, good. And there we are. So 10 blows from the Kokiri sword would take out Queen Goma, but 3 jump attacks from Deku sticks finish off the monster. That went a lot smoother than the first recording. So the spider creature thing burns up, and we get... where is it? Okay, so we can still swing this. And we get our heart container. So, more health for us, yay! And now we can head out. Our mission is complete. We have saved the day. Eventually. Well done, Lunk. Thou hast verily demonstrated thy courage. Wisdom will work on that. I knew that thou wouldst be able to carry out my wishes. Now, I have yet more to tell ye. Wouldst thou listen? I have been cursed and I have Lockjaw, but it doesn't stop me providing exposition. Now, listen carefully. A wicked man of the desert cast this dreadful curse upon me. The curse of Lockjaw. This evil man ceaselessly uses his vile sorcerous powers in his search for the sacred realm that is connected to Hyrule. Apparently he has a really crappy GPS. For it is in that sacred realm that one will find the divine relic, the Triforce, which contains the essence of the gods. Behold, exposition, before time began, before spirits and life existed. 3 golden goddesses descended upon the chaos that was Hyrule. Din, the goddess of power. Naru, the goddess of wisdom. And Furore, the goddess of getting overlooked for the other two and having her game cancelled. Wow, Din pooped out fire. The Bean Burrito Festival must have been terrible even then. And rocks and lightning, wow. Din. With her strong flaming arms, she cultivated the land and created the Red Earth. Different types of soil were the preserve of other people. Naru broke the sound barrier several times, poured her wisdom onto the earth, and gave the spirit of law to the world. Also giving birth to Phoenix Wright. Furore, with her rich soul, produced all life forms who would uphold the law. Unfortunately, the three goddesses crashed and died while departing for the heavens. How they crashed into each other I don't know, but anyway, golden sacred triangles remained at the point where the goddesses left the world. Since then, the sacred triangles have become the basis of our world's providence, and the resting place of the triangles has become the sacred realm. We tried parallelograms, but those really didn't work out. Thou must never allow the desert man in black armor to lay his hands on the sacred Triforce. Isn't it convenient that, like, the one black guy, or the guy from the desert, is the villain? I mean, how stereotyped is this? Thou must never suffer that man with his evil heart to enter the sacred realm of legend. That evil man who cast the death curse upon me and sapped my power. I think it went something like this.
Or else you will die.
Because of that curse, my end is nigh. Though your valiant efforts to break the curse were successful, I was doomed before you started, you know. Now that I'm thinking about it, I really should have just told you this earlier. Yes, I will pass away soon, but do not grieve for me. You'll probably... Don't look bored! I have been able to tell you of these important matters. It was my life's purpose. Exposition! This is Hyrule's final hope. Oh, God's your Hyrule's final hope. I'm actually kind of glad I'm about to die. Lunk, go now to Hyrule Castle. There thou will surely meet the Princess of Destiny, Beyoncé. Her tour is fantastic. Take this stone with you. The stone that man wanted so much that he cast the curse on me. Behold, bling! We have the Kokiri Emerald, the spiritual stone of the forest, now entrusted to us by a dying tree. The future depends on thee, Lunk. Thou art courageous, but stupid. Really stupid. I'm not confident. Navi the Fairy, help Lunk to carry out my will. I bequeath my possessions to the forest, except for Middo, who I leave a boot to the head. And now I'm going to die rather dramatically and suddenly. Goodbye. The Great Deku Tree has died of Lockjaw. Let's go to Hyrule Castle, Lunk. Goodbye, Great Deku Tree. Well, let's head on out. Oh, Jackass is blocking our way. Hey, Long, what did you do? The Great Deku Tree, did he die? How could you do a thing like that? It's all your fault. Alright, and Mido disappears. It is now our time to leave the forest. But there is one more thing to do before we end the episode. I will head around to Mido's house and carry out the Deku Tree's last will and testament. Until next time, this is Red 2, returning to base. Oh god, that's still moving. I didn't realise that was still moving. I don't think I've ever been more annoyed to be rich in my entire life. We got there's $100 under my house? You must be hardened with fire. You ruined my line.